Now you can see that there's a lot of loose debris that's come out. You can see some in the ridges as well. The next step is to use a cotton ball. Take some cotton, wind it up into a ball. Hey everyone, welcome back to apawfive. We are back from a break and we feel refreshed and charged to get this video started. About 2 weeks ago, I was actually looking through some of my old chats, and by old I mean 3 or 4 years ago, and also some of my more recent chats, as recent as a few weeks ago, and I noticed some common questions being asked. One question in particular turned out to be this absolute golden question that a lot of people asked me, and maybe there are two parts to it. How do we clean our dogs' ears? And the second question was, should we do it all that often? And I'm going to do my best to answer both questions. Let's start with the second question first, and that is it important to clean your dogs' ears? Well, the short answer is yes. Well, it's to keep the excess wax buildup and ear infections at bay. Another reason to keep cleaning your dog's ears is to avoid creating a feast for ear mites. Now, these ear mites absolutely love feeding on the wax in your dog's ears, and they are kind enough to not bite your dog's skin as well. Well, then your next question would be, hey, Nishant, wouldn't that make ear mites our friends? They're eating the excess wax and oils without biting any skin. Let's celebrate the ear mites. Well, no, because ear mites can make things very itchy for your dog's ears, and that can lead to them excessively or even obsessively scratching their ears, and that can cause some serious damage from your dog's claws. Claru, give me a high five if you agree. There we go. Good girl. Now, Clara is excited for a different reason, and that's because she has ears that don't need to be cleaned all that often. And that's another point to discuss. Now, dogs with droopy, long, hairy or heavy ears are more prone to these issues than dogs with upright ears or even ear types like Clara's that does not impede a lot of airflow in the ear canal. Mishka and Tallulah come from the Spitz family with upright ears, so they don't require as much attention, and it's the same with Clara because she has shorter ears. Blaze and Cross, on the other hand, require a lot more attention. Both of them have droopy ears which kind of cover their ear canals, creating a moist and humid environment, perfect for the accumulation of bacteria, excess wax buildup, and it's worse for Cross because of all that rich golden retriever hair. I clean their ears once a week to keep everything nice and sorted. But talking about moisture, you might want to evaluate the frequency with which you clean your dog's ears depending on how active they are. Do you take your dog to the swimming pool a lot? Do they spend a lot of time in mud or on top of moist grass? Then in those situations, you might want to clean their ears at least once a week to stay on top of things. One of the reasons to make sure that your dog's ears stay clean is because they have an L-shaped ear canal. It's almost at 90 degrees. Now, this shape tends to trap a lot of fluid, and you can usually tell if an ear is infected by checking for odor, redness, or swelling. If you have any doubts, obviously consult with your regular vet for advice, and I'll say that again, when in doubt, consult your vet. We hope that answers your questions on why you need to keep your dog's ears clean. And if you're all in agreement, then your natural next question would then be, Nishant, okay, airflow, infections, moisture, great. How do I keep my dog's ears clean though? Well, we use two methods really, and actually it's probably the same method but with a slight variation, but we're going to share both of them with you anyway. But let me just get this out of the way. We don't use any homemade solutions like a water vinegar mix. We know that a lot of people recommend it, but it's just so easy to get the proportions wrong. Maybe too much water, maybe too much vinegar, and that's just not going to be any good for your dog's ears. We use an aqueous ear cleaning solution by Vivaldi called Clarify. This is not a sponsored video though, I just wanted to clarify that. Get it? Clarify? So this is something we've been using for a few years now. We did our research, obviously, and this turned out to be the best option for us. Honestly, any wet approved ear cleaning solution is what we would recommend. This is just a personal preference, clarified by Vivaldi. Now the first solution, and you might have seen this a lot, is to simply pour the solution liberally into the ear canal. You start by pulling the ear flap up, and by doing this, what happens is that you actually open up the ear canal. So we had actually managed to put some solution in before Blaze shook his head, so that's why, like, his ear is slightly wet. So what we're going to do is show you how this is done. So you pull the ear flap up. That's going to open up his ear canal. Hold his head steady, and once you pour the solution, you can see it come to the surface. You can see it a bit over here. Then you close the ear flap and you gently, from the base of the ear, start massaging in an upward motion. And you can probably hear a lot of squishing sounds as well right now. Now you don't have to worry about there being any excess solution, because the moment I let him go free, he's going to shake his head, and that's going to just get rid of all the excess solution and even dislodge any of the loose debris that might be deeper inside his ear canal. Now you can see that there's a lot of loose debris that's come out. You can see some in the ridges as well. The next step is to use a cotton ball. Take some cotton, wind it up into a ball, and then just gently clean the outer areas. Make sure to not go too deep into the ear canal. You don't want to push and maybe damage the eardrum as well. The goal is to just clean the outer ridges because they are a bit difficult to get to, but there we go. Maybe just gently swirl around the ear canal. There you go. All clean. Now, I would recommend avoid using a cotton swab, because at worst you might damage the eardrum or even push the wax deeper into the ear canal. But I'll admit though that I do use a cotton swab every now and then, but only for the outer ridges of the ear, which are like really hard to get at. Now the second method follows most of the process I explained in the first, with the only difference being in the starting step. Now some dogs may not be entirely comfortable with someone pouring liquid into their ear canal, and that's perfectly understandable. It's a thing, right? For example, I don't like other people touching my hair, but somebody else might be like, meh, touch my hair, don't touch my hair, I don't care. And dogs can have preferences like that as well. Now for the second method, we liberally soak the cotton swab with the solution, and the rest is more or less the same. Pull up the ear flap and gently rotate the cotton ball with the solution inside the ear. Maybe squeeze it a bit so the solution goes into the deeper parts of his ear canal. You can hear a squishing sounds, and you can hear some squishing sound, and that's perfectly all right. Like I had mentioned with the first method, any excess liquid, your dog is more likely to just shake and get rid of them, including all the loose debris. So you can see that a lot of his ear has already been cleaned out. And that's pretty much it. Follow the procedure that we had laid out in the first method to complete this process. And there you have it. We hope we were able to answer these two questions well. Is it important to clean your dog's ears regularly? Yes. How do you clean them? Well, now you know two methods. Yay! Let us know down in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to ask us some questions down there or on Instagram. We are very active on both platforms and we want to be here to help you all. And if you enjoyed the videos, do smash that like and subscribe button, the bell icon as well, so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Until next time then, this is a paw 5 and a lot of love from us to you.